mother is speechless. Father is losing his mind. And all his high school friends are going to hell.
Hello, hello. Welcome. Thursday. Trying to get some tunes going here. Okay, yeah, Thursday, April 24th. I've had a big day, big morning in my builder training, and I got to see one of their development sites that has such a high elevation, and you can see for miles into the neighboring county. Uh, Beautiful spot to put a couple of tiny homes looking straight out over it. And learning, about elevations and different things, getting ready for that skill portion of the builder test that I've got to take here soon. I might try it next week sometime. Um, so yeah, been busy, and we had one phone call this morning, I believe. New buyers. I, it's hard to see what all I've got going on. But in my line of work, I constantly have a fresh, income every day, um, incoming calls and incoming new contacts that have to go to their certain places, whether they're a seller, a buyer, leasing, whatever, or even furniture. People still call me, directly for that. And even though I have my online packages and Dad covers the sales floor during office hours, I can still help you. I can still do all of it under the same roof. It's really combined with me more so than Dad. He's furniture and I'm real estate and furniture. Just, naturally being his son, I know how to do everything. And I'm not even the owner of the furniture store. Everything's still, his, belongs to him and all that stuff. And it's just worked out perfectly when we opened this store. I purchased internet leads, that's just sent me the buyers from the internet, and I was able to be here and help and do the things I needed, and also develop my furniture allowance. When you buy with me or you list with me, I'll give you a furniture allowance paid from the commission. So it's a real savings when you use me, on top of the fact that, I am a 15-year tenured Alabama real estate broker, soon to be builder. This is not my first rodeo. And I hate to put it like this, but when I got licensed in 2010, just out of Pickens County High School, sitting here now in 2025, I didn't realize the entire street that I grew up on, there's 4 licensed realtors now. When I moved in 2007, there were 0, and just on my street, there are 4 active licensed realtors. So I like to think I have a little bit of an influence, and that's it's we've come a long way from that 20-year-old. Graduating high school, I was 18 in 2007, so I was maybe 21 in 2010 when I first got licensed. I was still a property manager at that time, and I really would recommend a lot of these licensees are new that I'm talking about, or reactivating. Taking a job where you can learn and have a guaranteed payment, like a property manager or an on-site realtor at some development or whatever, where you have a guaranteed pay. You don't have to go find your own clients. You already have the inventory from the builder. That's a really good way to incubate yourself and establish some clients where you could branch off and then keep all of your money, for all the sales and the marketing that you do. I've been on 1099 for a long time, and independent. I can say for sure paying Zillow.com was a great thing. Again, technology has a curve, though. A lot of people understand how to do it themselves, like me, and we stopped paying. Then Zillow also changed how many agents they sold that one contact to. They started giving the one buyer contact to multiple agents. It goes back to that, that social status. And real estate is all about relationships. It's 100% about relationships. If you know, I can't explain it to you. A lot of people, think their social status is elevated when they use some of these realtors around here. It's such a tight grip on an established perception, and there's so much more to it. Alabama has really slept on real estate, except Tuscaloosa, of course, and the university. But we've got a big future ahead of us. It always renews my spirit going down to Foster's and seeing the development that they're doing, because we're all rural people, and we love the rural areas and the rural people that still live there. And it's gonna be fun. We got big things ahead of us. Definitely real estate. There's room for everybody. There's room for everybody. If you think there's not enough to go around, you're wrong. All right, let's get going here. It's been a little slower from yesterday. It's only 2 o'clock, and yesterday I think I broadcast at 4. But that's okay. Like I said, if I miss it today, it'll be on tomorrow's update. Less than 12 hours makes no difference at all. I'll be right back tomorrow. And so first up, this is another West Tuscaloosa County between Northport and Gordo. Drift Bay Cove home. The subdivision called Mid River, but Drift Bay Cove is directly across from Mac's Beer Store, that Texaco on Highway 82 West out there. That's the only subdivision in the area. If you've seen it, you know exactly where it is, just right there across the street from Mac's Beer Store. And this one's $35,000 less than the one from yesterday. There were two now, and so this one's 3-bed, 2-bath, built in 2008, not even 2 decades, 960 square foot. So it's a smaller floor plan. The one yesterday was almost 1,200 square foot. But still, for beginner homes or for investors trying to get the 1% investment approach for rent, you might could get $1,500 a month and get the home for $150. Buell Elementary, Sipsey Valley High School, which is a very popular school system. Sipsey Valley's got some really great homes. Carla Ramsey, Exit Capstone Realty franchise branch here in Tuscaloosa. It's got it listed 165. 165. So your payment would literally be like $1,000 a month, or maybe like 1,200. Okay, one just went in the system right now. Tuscaloosa 69 South, Inverness subdivision, right here across the street from me. 2110 Inverness Parkway. Inverness Run subdivision. There's a couple of subsets. This must be a pending. It was pending and now it's back active. Almost 2,000 square feet, built in the year 2003. So it's a turn of the century home, just over 20 years old, 2 decades. And again, you get more square footage for the money, with these older homes in the 90s and turn of the century, because people take care of their homes over here. It's got Inglewood Elementary, Hillcrest High School for the zoning. Sheila Vaughn, Atalo LLC, is the seller's agent for this one. And it's $270, so somewhat affordable. 250 range is what I consider for this area affordable, especially with 2 incomes under the same roof. What is this? I gotta have good tunes. All right. Next up, we're in Duncanville, which is, Tuscaloosa County South, not 69, but 82, the less developed highway. 11284 Monticello Drive. Monticello Drive subdivision. It's one of the only established subdivision out there. Very few, very few. It's not like Brookwood or, McCalla, Tuscaloosa County. This is a home in 2 acres. A lot of the homes in Monticello has bigger lots. This one was built in 1976, so it's a turn of the mid-century home. You do need to sign lead-based paint disclosure form if you make an offer on this one. Just over 1,500 square foot, so it's an ample size. 3-bed, 2-bath, Maxwell Elementary, very small private school there, or very small, feels like a private school, but it's a public school. Hillcrest High School for the zoning. Cindy Denny Realty South, Tuscaloosa franchise branch in Tuscaloosa. $329,900, and that's Monticello Estates. All right, next up, we got another rental opportunity. Derek Riddle, Tuscaloosa Realty with a K. It's the leasing agent, 624 26th Street. This is Tuscaloosa City Central, Wood Manor subdivision, and it is $1,900 a month with a $1,900 deposit. So 3-bed, 3-bath, Tuscaloosa 35401 rental. All right, jumping over to Fayette, authentic West Alabama community, one of the best municipalities, I think, for West Alabama, rural West Alabama, 338 19th Street Northwest, Pineview subdivision, built in 1970, so it is a mid-century home, 2019 square feet, so it's a large amount of square footage. 2-car garage. I see it right there in the photo. Under $95 per square foot asking price. Another one with a house and 2 acres. 1.95. 3-bed, 3 full bath. Again, just like that rental. Ned Nichols, the Prater Company, is the seller's agent for that one. Him and Larry Humber up there. $190,500. Super easy payment, maybe $1,500 a month. And that's got 2 acres with it as well. You might could sell some of that land and get a house built on it, and pay some of that mortgage down. All right, moving on here. Northport City, Forest Glen subdivision. It's a turn of the century subdivision, but there's still a lot of new homes up there and new investment in nice homes. This one is built in 2004, like I said, right at turn of the century, just under 2,000 square feet. $195 per square foot asking price. It's got just under a half acre, 0.47. 4-bed, 2-bath. Huntington Elementary, Tuscaloosa County High School for the zoning. David Wilder, Keller Williams franchise branch here in Tuscaloosa, has got it listed for sale. $385 asking price. That's probably right in line with the amount of square footage and the age. All right, we got another rental house right here. Been a lot of rentals this week. 5734 Rice Mine Road Northeast, Leslie Place, Tuscaloosa City North if you want the good schools or you want to be up there by the lake, still in Tuscaloosa City. Verner Elementary, Northridge High School for the zoning, 3-bed, 2 full bath, 1 half bath. This is Leslie Place. Like I said, Richard Harwood Real Estate downtown. It's got it listed for lease, $2,500 a month. $2,500 a month. There's been multiple rental listings each day this week. The listings are definitely heating up. All right, jumping to Moundville, but it's got South Tuscaloosa County. I'm not sure if this is in Hale County or not. Well, I take that back. Cherokee Bend subdivision is in Moundville, Hale County. It's got Big Sandy Elementary and Hillcrest High School because of where it's located physically, but the line is there. So this one was built in 2022. It's still relatively brand new, just under 1,900 square foot, $1,896, $126.50 per square foot asking price. Just over a tenth of an acre, 0.14, which you see a lot with these new homes. Jeff Newman, ARC Realty's got it listed for the seller. $239,900. $239,900 asking price. Okay, back in Tuscaloosa City Central, this is a residential lot. Residential land, R1, the zoning, the full 10 acres. Full 10 acres, R1, that's what it says. Danita Mims, Court of Real Estate, the exclusive listing agency for the Builders Group, has got it listed. And it looks like this land is in a flood zone, so you would have to do some foundation enhancements. $190,000, that's $19,000 per acre at 10 acres for $190,000, but it is in a flood zone. Okay, next up, this one's probably in a flood zone as well, but it's a little bit more unique. This is Centerville, which is Brent area, basically. And by the way, there's a brand new construction house built just yesterday on the market in Brent. My friend Yvonne Reinhardt's got it listed. I could represent you as the buyer, and when the commission I'm paid, you get a furniture allowance with that. Brand new construction, so you got to do it anyway. Might as well save some money and have your own representation throughout the deal. Making sure you get the things that you want. Remember, when you use a listing agent, on a listing, and I understand a lot of people do that. But when it's a true deal and you really don't have any ties to it or relationship or anything like that, you need your own representation. And the seller agent, the listing agent, does have a fiduciary to the seller first. No matter if you agree to have one agent or not, the fiduciary is to the seller first. So you got to keep that in mind, especially, some of these deals, it may not make that big of a difference. But when you're buying a $500,000 home that was built 5 years ago, you need your own representation for every aspect of that to be right and in your favor the way you want it all the way through the closing table. These mortgages are not cheap. These mortgages are so expensive. You pay for the house twice. So you might as well, like I said, you should, have your own representation, especially investors. Investors having their own agents that, can retain, continue to negotiate long term. Those types of things will make all the difference. Okay, so like I said, this one's a little bit different. It's in the Brent area, 1 acre residential lot, but it's got 400 feet on the Cahaba River. It's close, like that. And they've got it listed. Tom Owings Homestead Properties has got it listed, and they want $39,900 for that one. So $40,000, probably in a flood zone. You would want to build it up out of that. But if you cleared it off, I would probably put my excavation expenses in that $40,000. Okay, another one in Brent, Tom Owings again. This must be somebody that had a couple of land listings or purchased some land and now they're reselling. 186 Underwood Road, Brent, Alabama, 2 full acres for $16,000. That's $8,000 a piece. And that is in Brent. 2 acres, vacant wooded lot on paved street, public water available. All right. Okay, so next listing is back. It's a commercial lease at that North Bank Office Park, right there on Rice Mine Road, past the Highlands Church. It's 9,000 square feet for $27 per square foot. You multiply 27 times 9,000 and divide it by 12 months. And I think it's around 20 something thousand a month. I did it yesterday. There's two of those with 9,000 square feet. Okay, last one for today, number 13, Tuscaloosa City Southeast, Spring Hill Lake subdivision, right there off University Boulevard. Hargrove Road across Skyland. 3624 55th Street East. 3-bed, 2-bath, built in 1994. Homes in the 90s, you get the better deals. 1,700 square foot, 2-car garage, solid brick. I like what I'm seeing, $152 even per square foot asking price. It's got over a half-acre parcel, 0.55. Woodland Forest Elementary, Bryant High School, those are city schools. 3-bed, 2-bath, I just said that, 1 level. Ralph Lucian, Hamner Real Estate's got it listed for sale. $259. That's Tuscaloosa City, affordable, especially if you had 2 people. That would be a really good primary home. If you had a kid or maybe 2 children, that's a really good home, super affordable. And so, yeah, that does it for today. 13 opportunities. Let's take a look from the Sky Space condo development site WeatherCam. I see sunshine in reform at the airstrip there. Cannot wait to get that land cleared off. Absolutely cannot wait. All right, so that's it for today. Don't forget to call my sponsor, lender Ryan Pernude. He and I make a great team when it's your time to buy. We absolutely do nothing less. Just call us. That's all you got to do. Enjoy your day, Thursday afternoon. It's about 2 o'clock now. You still got several hours to get out there and do some things. So get some vitamin C and just enjoy the day. Enjoy the day.